Happy Geek Pride Day. I'm Corey, and welcome to my Geek Zone. I'll give you the tour. So the first thing in the tour are my movie posters. And this is an homage to a store in Calgary that had just closed called the Movie Poster Shop. Used to be on 16th Avenue, and it was in a basement. And their basement was wallpapered with movie posters. So this is my little homage to them. That's where I got the idea. So welcome to the basement. First stop, lightsaber land. Because you can never have enough lightsabers.
Well, I was going to say, how many do you actually have, Corey?
Well, I'd have to count them actually. But, oh, and we gotta do the double. Because, you know, you can never have enough lightsaber hum in a shot. So there you are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 lightsabers, and I still need to get more. But this one's really cool because you can change colors.
So depending on your mood, you can be light side or dark side of the
Exactly. You know, it's like, I feel like sort of magenta. No, I feel like red. I'm really angry today.
Or you can be Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, exactly. And then this has got Flash as well. So tons of fun.
So at the very least, you're keeping Everready and Duracell in business.
Yes, I think those. I think I need to invest in those companies because, yeah, they're well funded by me. That's for sure.
Well, I know somebody's making money.
Yes, indeed.
And that's a good thing.
Yes, indeed.
Now, at least you know where all the power switches are, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, after a while, you kind of figure it out.
Well, let's talk about these a little bit. We were talking about these before.
Yeah.
These are really neat.
So this is an artist out of Vancouver, actually Hawaii, named Andy Everson, and he's of our generation. Grew up with Star Wars the same way we did, but he's a First Nations guy and an excellent, amazing artist. And when I found his work, I almost died because it's like it's a mashup of my two favorite things, Star Wars and Haida art. And so when I found him, it's like, oh, this is awesome! I gotta have this. And so I've been collecting his stuff ever since. So this is the latest one I just got, which is really cool. Very Haida with the hat, but very much Star Wars as well. He's actually done a full Stormtrooper armor in Haida style. So like that first, you got a close up of that Stormtrooper shot. He's got a full armor suit done in that style, and he wore it to the Star Wars Celebrations Con they just had for the anniversary down there. So pretty cool. And then we've got, my thing is I like props, and so I'll always try to get a prop signed, and then a photo with whoever it is. So at the Calgary convention a couple years ago, they had a few of the X-Files folks here, which was really fun. So Mitch Pileggi and Gillian Anderson, and those guys it was a good time. Tons of fun, nice folks. Gillian Anderson is just wee. She's so small. And then I collect props. So I've got various props: Men in Black, the flashy thing, and it actually works. Space 1999, Star Trek Next Generation, and this one's signed by Garrett Wong. Patrick Stewart signed that one. The Buck Rogers lunchbox signed by Gil Gerard and Aaron Gray.
Now, how rare is that Buck Rogers?
It is very rare. I lucked out and found that at a flea market, and when I looked online for the pricing, especially for the Canadian version, it's hundreds of dollars.
Oh, there's two. Wow. There's versions.
There's the American version and Canadian version. Yeah,
so which one is this?
This is the Canadian one, and I don't have the thermos for it, unfortunately. And then this was a laser gun, just a toy laser gun that I had when I was a kid, and I found it at a garage sale, and it actually works.
I was just going to say, like any good geek stuff, it has to work. Otherwise.
Exactly. But it's labeled Battlestar Galactica. They didn't have a gun like this at all on the show. But I got Richard Hatch to sign it, so Captain Apollo. So kind of fun. It was just a holdover from my childhood, so tons of fun. Stay. And then you've got Noisy Cricket, which actually works.
Well, again, if it didn't work, I'd be disappointed.
Well, this is it, right? And
okay, B, we'll have to stand back.
Yeah. Zap. Kind of fun. But yeah, it's, I forget the name of the company that does these now. Factory Collectibles, I think they're called.
Now these ones are really neat. The Space 1999. These are rarities too.
Yeah.
Even though I know they're reproductions.
Yep.
But again, this was a show that maybe not a lot of people know about.
No, and Space was only on for 2 seasons back in the 70s, and this was what they called a comlock, and so you would actually communicate to people by talking into this little TV screen and chat with them. They also used it to open the doors in the space station, whatever. So kind of fun. This one is a handmade one made by a friend of mine in Poland named Artur. The batteries are dead on it, but the TV screen actually works, and you can run little videos on it and make sound and stuff. So kind of fun.
That is neat.
Yeah. And so I tried to get them all signed. And then this was the what they call the stun gun, or the stunner, from Space 1999. And again, Artur made this one. I gotta get new batteries for it, but it actually has. Oops, that one fell off.
Whoopsie daisy.
I have to reglue that. But yeah, it's got the 4 LEDs, and then they light up and all that stuff. So it's fun. But this is actually the proper size. It fits your hand. The little toy props are just too small. So.
Well, they were good for kids.
Exactly, and that's the whole thing. I mean,
yeah,
I get old.
But you have to have both.
That's right. Exactly. And then video games, handheld video games. I'm collecting these now, which is tons of fun. Got a couple of them at the Calgary Con this year, so the collection is growing slowly but surely. And then I like the Treasury comics, more as pieces of art than anything else. I mean, they're fun to read, but they're big size and the bright colors. They're very technicolor, so I really like.
And they're good for older guys like us.
Well, yeah, they got big print. And then, of course, you got this. The Star Trek door opener. It has 2 settings. The red alert setting. Oh, no, that's the regular setting. Or the red alert setting. So this is the bathroom, by the way. This is my Star Trek bathroom. So if you have really made it a mess in there,
there we go.
The red alert goes. So kind of fun. And that goes for far too long. We didn't really talk about this collection yet. So I collect Viewmasters. So this is the first sort of version of 3D. And so I've been collecting these for a while. This is the oldest one, 1923 I think it is. And it's a clamshell open. So you would actually take the disc, put it in there, and then you would view it the same way as you view the other one.
Now, where do you find stuff like this, Corey? Again, collectors find things in different places. It's not like you can go on the internet and find all this stuff.
No, a lot of this
is some hunting.
Yeah, a lot of this is flea markets, and I go down to Nanton a lot. They got the antique shops down there, tons of them, and that's where I get a lot of the Viewmaster stuff. There's one lady down there who has boxes of Viewmaster reels, so I go down once every couple months and raid her collections. But I mean, they had crazy Viewmasters. Like this one actually takes discs, but the discs actually have these teeny tiny records on them, and so when you play them, it has a soundtrack on it that goes with the Viewmaster. It's just
I think a lot of people are going to be like me. Like I saw these when I was a kid because I had cousins that had them.
Exactly.
I thought they were amazing. It was like, ooh, see and sound.
Exactly. So it's like almost TV in your hand. Of course, now you have iPods and it's all there, and it's this is all redundant technology. But and then the collection of sort of autographs and props and whatnot. This is a very old slide projector that I picked up a while ago.
So it's like a Viewmaster on steroids.
Kind of, except it's not 3D. But yeah, so they would have this in the old movie theaters, the silent movie theaters, and project advertising between the feature and the comedy short at the beginning of the movie and all that stuff. So, and then so my thing with all of this is photos and props. That's what I like to collect, and I try to get the props signed. So this was one of the first ones I got with Jonathan Frakes at the Calgary Comic Expo. Oh, I forget what year it was. And my dad always said it's great to a picture is always better when you got props, and so that's what I've been doing, and it's gone from there. So Next Generation, this was 2012 at the Calgary Expo, most expensive photo I've ever had taken. This was the year of the lockdown, and gladly they have learned a ton of stuff on how to do cons after that. But yeah, I found the isolinear chips and whatever, and I thought, oh, this would be kind of cool to get signed. So there you go. New Star Trek as well. So the new guys.
No collection would be complete.
No, it keeps evolving. That's the thing. So
Well, that is the thing too. A lot of people don't realize that is it keeps evolving.
Yeah, exactly. So Brent Spiner, nice guy. Brent would talk to anybody for as long as you wanted, if the line wasn't too long. So, and then Men in Black. I'm not. I mean, a lot of people. It's like, well, that's not really sci-fi. Well, it kind of is. But the props they have are really fun. And they're skookum. This thing weighs a ton, and it's just tons of fun. So anyway.
That's right, and that's the other thing too. Is a lot of guys, Corey, they love to buy the stuff, keep it in the box, and store it away, and never look at it again.
I used to do that. I've got a collection that's not here. It's Phantom Menace action figures when the new Star Wars or Star Trek Star Wars movies came out, and that's all in my garage, and it's all sealed, mint in box, the whole 9 yards. So I've been through that phase, and it's like, now, okay, we've got to play with stuff. It's fun. So yeah, so Brent Spiner was awesome. Walter Koenig, Chekhov, nice guy. He looks so frail now that I'm so sad. But I hope he comes back. He was fun. Good old Shatner, of course. And good old Leonard.
Yeah, that's a classic now,
Yeah,
right?
that
And
was
see,
really
and again,
cool.
like what I think, and this is interesting, and I've seen this from a lot of people, but you really do a good job of it. You got him holding that prop and for the picture.
Exactly, and that was the thing. I mean, for me, it's all about having a little bit of interaction with who it is, and then having a memory of it with the picture and with the prop sign. So that's kind of my thing. That's how I like to do it. So, and then I've got the Wall of Fame. So this was a bunch of photos from various. Mostly Star Trek, a little bit of Star Wars thrown in, and a couple of old comedians as well who have now passed away.
The Erin Gray photo, of course.
Yeah, good old Erin Gray. She's a sweetie. She's got her Heroes for Hire agency, so she's been coming to Calgary's Expo for a number
Now,
of
for
years.
those who don't know, what show is this?
This is Buck Rogers in the 21st Century.
This was right there with Space 1999. I think 2 seasons.
Space 1999 was 2 seasons. Buck Rogers went for, oh Lord, more than 5, I think. So it went for a while.
And it was originally a theatrically released movie.
Yeah. I haven't found that yet.
This is a great one. Alec Guinness with an autograph card.
Yeah. So I found the autograph card online, and I thought, oh, that would be really cool. It goes with the rest of the collection. So I found a nice picture of him, put them together, and that's what you get. So I'm sad I never got to meet him because he was just an amazing actor.
Of course, George Burns and right next to Robert Beltran.
Yeah, there's no meaning in the juxtaposition. It's just that's where they are.
And again, like you said, some old stars along in here as well. Buddy Ebsen and Robert Mitchum. And, well, of course, the collection would not be just quite right without a signed Adam West.
Exactly. Got to have Adam. I'm Batman. And then Robin Williams and Whoopi Goldberg are 2 of my absolute favorite comedians of all time. A friend of mine gave me that for a birthday present a bunch of years ago. And of course, sadly, he's passed. But I was lucky to see him when he came to Calgary. He did an In Conversation show.
Now, we're talking more about Space 1999, the cast.
Exactly. So you've got Barry Morse, who has sadly passed away, and Barbara Bain, and Martin Landau. Thank you. And I've met Barbara and Martin at a Space Con. They still have Space 1999 conventions. That was in LA in 2012, I think. And totally fun. Nicest people. Very small convention, only 200 people. It was more like a family reunion. It was really awesome. I had dinner with Nick Tate sitting across from him, and I drank wine with the other guys out until 1 in the morning by the pool. It was awesome.
See, now that...
Very cool.
And that right away gives you a lot of geek street cred.
Well, I don't know about street cred.
No, it gives you geek street cred. Why? Because, not only do you know Nick Tate.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but you're one of 200 people at one of these conventions. I mean, I watched that show when I was a kid. I loved that show.
Yeah.
If I'd known there was conventions, I may well have gone.
Yep.
So the fact that you knew it and everything, that's big props for you, Corey.
Well, thank you. They still have cons, so I'll keep you in the loop, and we'll go to the next one because they're so much fun. And like I said, they're family reunions. Everybody knows everybody in these things. Just awesome.
That's great.
Yeah. So one of my few screen used props is a Star Trek utility case that I found. I forget which movie it was in. One of the later ones. One of the more recent one. Kind of fun. And legend has it, it was a local improvised play by one of my favorite actresses, Rebecca Northern, who is of Loose Moose fame. And so I was her first hero in that show. They hauled me up on stage, and I was a hero of this quest that you had to go through. Scariest thing I've ever done in my life. Oh my God. Total stage fright. But I've been going to Loose Moose Theatre for 15 years. So to get the chance to play with these guys up on stage was so much fun. So Rebecca, hi, you're awesome. I'm actually going to go and see her in Toronto, or in Stratford this summer. She's got an improvised Shakespeare play going on. She got it into the Stratford Festival. Improvising Shakespeare. Mm-hmm. That should be interesting and scary. Very scary. I'm going to go see the show. I'm not going to be in the show, hopefully. And apparently the whole thing is an iambic pentameter. And she hauls some poor guy up on stage, and they're in a Shakespeare play. So let me get this straight. So you're improvising Shakespeare in iambic pentameter. Well, they are. I don't know if they force you to do it. But why do you challenge yourself? Really, that's just crazy. I don't even really remember what iambic pentameter is. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's kind of one, rhythm. Two, exactly. 1, 2, 2. Yeah, it's like spoken waltzing. Yes. That's what I remember. So, good old Nathan Fillion. He was here a few years ago. Tons of fun. Just a total super geek in his own right. And good old Lando Calrissian. So I recarded 2 of my action figures that I had from when I was a kid, and then got him to sign them, and that was really cool. So a little bit of that. Anthony Daniels, again, the only prop that he ever really held was his little communicator thing. And so the interesting story he told me about this was that C-3PO didn't actually hold it. If you look really carefully on the movie, he's kind of curling his hand around it, but that was because he couldn't close his hand. He couldn't grip it. So he had a piece of sticky stuff on his palm, and he went whack and stuck it to his hand, and then they did the shot. So that's a story from him directly. So kind of fun. Neat guy. He loves cons, loves everybody, loves the fans. He's so awesome. Carrie Fisher, tons of fun. Nice lady. Hasn't had an easy life, but I had to get a medal. And she signed it. It's pretty dim on the band there, but nice lady though. Really had a good time. And then Torchwood, one of my favorite spin-offs from Doctor Who. They were here a few years ago, and they had this great party as an evening event after the con. And so we were drinking with them until the wee hours of the night. John Darman is just this showman of a first order, so he turned it into a big kitchen party, and it was just a ton of fun. And then more photos. Yeah, just a collection of things. Fringe was really a fun show. Filmed in Vancouver, which is where I went to school, and the shot there is actually at my university. So they shot a lot of stuff at Simon Fraser, which was kind of cool. So David Prowse, totally fun guy. He was happy. He was friendly enough to cross lightsabers with me.
Now, for those that don't know,
he was the guy inside the Darth Vader costume.
Yeah. James Earl Jones did the voice, but this was the guy in the thing. And you know why Lucas casted him? Because he was a great big guy, and he was actually at the time he was a bit of a bodybuilder.
Oh, no kidding. Okay, I didn't know that.
One of the reasons I got him. Yeah. Now, tell us the story about this one. This I think is I think one of the coolest things in your collection.
So Stan, when he came to Calgary's Comic Expo the first time, I thought, okay, you know, what does everybody else do? They all bring their Spider-Man comics or whatever comics they want, and they get them signed. And I thought, okay, what's Stan been doing? He's been in all these cameos. You know, he's in all these Marvel movies and stuff and whatever. And so I thought, okay, I gotta do something real special for Stan. So I'm a little bit of a graphic designer, and so I actually put a comic book called Stan Lee Movie Star together, and it's actually made with, of all things, an iPad app that I took stills out of the movies with him in his cameos, comicized them, so put all the little dots and everything so they looked like they were printed in comic books, and then assembled a 24-page comic of all of his cameos through the years, and then put that into a comic and then printed 2 copies. There's one on my wall, signed by him, and he's got the other one in his vault. And so I'm up to issue number 3 now, because he's been in so many cameos, and I was going to give it to him this year, but he wasn't able to come, so hopefully next year he comes and I can give it issue number 3, and it'll keep on going. But the day after the con, he emailed me, and his email is right beside the comic there, and I was like, oh my god, Stan Lee just emailed me. It was a bit of a geek squee moment. It was tons of fun. But yeah, so neat things, you know, nice to have a little bit of a personal interaction with these guys. And he remembers me. I emailed him just before the con this year saying, hey, issue number 3 is ready for you. And he said, oh yeah, I'll see you in a couple weeks. So that's pretty cool. Neat to have Stan Lee's email address.
Okay, yeah, and that stays in the vault, though,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
exactly.
That one's not handed out to the public, so
no, not too much.
under penalty of torture. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So what else have we got here? Now this is another one of your
this is one of my
screen worn.
Yeah, one of my. This is an authentic one. It's a headpiece from Babylon 5, worn by Mira Furlan and about 5 or 6 other people. You can't really see it unless you have a really good shot through the glass head, but they have the names of the actors on the back of the headpiece. And Mira's in there, and they scratch them out after they're done, and so there's about 5 or 6 names in there. And so Mira was we had a good time in the photo op. I've got that thing on behind my head like this, and she's standing with me behind this. She's hilarious, awesome lady, really cool. Didn't have an easy life. Back in I think it was the former Yugoslavia. She had some issues crossing the border when they were splitting up, and at one point it got really bad that they basically said, you're working with people from on the other side of the line, we don't want you here anymore. And so then she came to North America. So that's a very abridged version of that story. But this is a Sting sword. It actually has special effects in it. It lights up and makes sound. But I thought, okay, what's a really cool autograph book for all of the guys from The Hobbit and a couple of the guys from Lord of the Rings who came a few years ago. And so Sean Astin and Billy Boyd were here, and then the rest of the dwarves who came along. So I got that all signed up. And then also the skull and crossbones, because Sean Astin from Goonies. So I had to get that signed too. Goonies was a fun movie for me when I was a kid. And then you got Doctor Who with a whole bunch of screwdrivers, sonic screwdrivers. So Matt Smith and his sidekick, who her name escapes me right now. But nice folks, and just had a ton of fun with them. They were really good. And then the A team with Dwight Schultz and Dirk Benedict, they were in Edmonton last September together, actually. And so I found a couple of old A team comic books and got those signed up. But I mean, Dirk Benedict was in Battlestar Galactica, and Dwight Schultz was in Star Trek Next Generation. So
you can double down a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of cool. And then Aliens. So they were here last year, the whole cast. The second most expensive photo I've ever had taken. And then for this prop, what I did is I actually got a bottle and then a chest burster alien, just a little pewter sculpture. Put them in, so it's alien in a bottle, and got the bottle signed by everybody. And so they were like, "Oh, that's a cool thing to get signed." They were all quite taken aback by it because it was not just a photo.
And that's the other thing. If you don't have a prop, you can't find the prop. Make a prop.
Exactly. So and get a little bit creative with it, you know. Then they'll remember you. It's a little bit distinct from everybody else, you know. It's all about being unique and being yourself. So
now we're coming to the end here, Corey.
We're almost at the end. So this is my Buck Rogers frame. So I found a couple of kits out of the UK with the blaster guns and rigged them up with lights and sound. And then took the guns to the con when Aaron Gray and Gil Gerard were here. So I got them shooting each other, and they had a great time. They were just laughing and scratching, and tons of fun. And those are actually, the little discs in that one are actual, that was the money that they used in that show, and those are actual props from the show. I found them on eBay somewhere. So, and then the last one is good old Dirk Benedict, Starbuck, and Richard Hatch, Captain Apollo from Battlestar Galactica, the original one. So they both signed that blaster. So there you are. That's kind of the end of the collection.
Well, so, I tell you, my friend, this is a very impressive collection. It's really cool.
I was glad to like it.
And this is a great thing to look at. Geek Pride Day, lots of pride in this place. Let me tell you.
Totally.
So now, is this collection done?
No, it'll never be done. Problem is, I'm starting to run out of space. I've got a couple of bare walls left, and they'll fill up eventually. And then I have to start life cycling stuff off of the walls and start, evolving it through. But no, it's my passion. It's follow your passion, have pride in being a geek, and have a good time with it.
Nope, just need a bigger house.
Yeah, exactly. Upgrade the house. There you go. Happy Geek Pride Day, everybody. Have a good time.